Welcome one and all to Greenbacks Live, the exclusive live commentary service for Bedworth United Football Club. Launched into the box by Hackney. Flick on with a head of Zena Dillon, and Maddock getting down low to it, can only turn it out for the corner. It should have been a more comfortable save really for Maddock. Well, there will be some issues with connection due to Wi-Fi capabilities this afternoon, so we do apologise for that. We'll try and stay on there as long as possible for you. Corner kick, and it's the set piece exploits of Sophie Wilson towards the near post where Hackney is waiting, turned away by the defender, who will be first to the seconds, tracking back. It's Robinson who picks it up. Loses out to Dillon, but just a yard behind that ball. And it's out for the goal kick. Taken short by Maddock. Leicester trying to clear their lines. Here's Kenny. Robinson. No nonsense clearance out to the side by Tony Kingscott. It's going to take a while for us to get that ball back. So the throw in the hands of Megan Kenny. Forbes all over opposite number 3 in Bartle. Kenny. Into midfield it goes. Hurst. Cropper. Bartle on the left hand side couldn't quite find her. Turned away by Preston. Dillon the attempted target. But out it goes for the throw in on the left hand side. Cropper. Side by side with Hackney. The Leicester push continues. Chantel Robinson. McLean blocks her path. Soon with the near post. Kenny! Oh, what a hit! Well, doesn't that turn up for the Bucks? Megan Kenny with a thunderbolt in the opening 5 minutes to give Leicester an unlikely lead. Kenny stuck her laces through, and even the Bedworth #1 Chloe Quinn of all goalkeepers, even she couldn't keep it out. What a strike that was from Kenny, and Leicester United take the lead. Goal for Leicester United, scored by number 12, Megan Kenny. Bedworth looked to get immediately on the front foot. Farnsworth couldn't find a way around Kenny. Jilts with a light header, but she has been able to retain possession from Robinson. Jade Formerson on her Bedworth debut kills it to the right hand side. It's nodded out for the throw right in the corner by Katie Cropper. Miller. Just control, first time cross. Doesn't get the side contact on that, but Wilson will keep it alive. First time strike by Formerstone, looking to make a name for herself at Bedworth. Not a bad effort by any means from the former Coventry United player. Well, Leicester have played themselves into a very tight corner now, playing out from the back, and Formerstone sneaks in from behind, snatching the ball from her rear. Farnsworth pirouettes away from the challenge. Formerstone goes for goal! Smacks off the woodwork. Well, don't be surprised to see some stunning goals from Jade Formerstone. In the last years I've covered her matches, she has scored goals from 20, 30, nearly even 40 yards. Maddock plays it safe and plays it short to Grace Morgan. Kenny, blocked up by Miller and Farnsworth. Launch out towards the left-hand side. Brought down safely by Preston. First to it is challenging by McIntosh. Hopeful ball the left-hand side, unsuccessful. Brought to earth by Preston, but Bedworth can't retain possession. Leicester are in form. And can they do their advantage here? One-on-one with Quinn. It's past Quinn. But Bartle couldn't provide the finish. Ella Preston denying Leicester the opportunity to double their advantage inside the opening 10 minutes. It's an indifferent start for Paddy Richards' girls. Farnsworth skips away from the challenge of Kenny. Still going Farnsworth. Cuts in from the left. Control by Tiana Jilks, not perfect. The deflection has taken it to Zena Dillon, in towards Miller. Crucial hands to it by Maddock. The stand-in number one for Leicester United. Formerson brings it back to the Greenback girls. Puts it through for Dillon and sent back to the keeper. Well, Bedworth are finding their footing now, but they need to find the net. Matic volleys it towards the left. Hooked onto McIntosh. Initial drive blocked up by Tony King-Scott. Jilks. Preston under pressure from McIntosh. Sends it out of Lauren Herrera for the Bedworth throw just in front of the Leicester dugout. Preston's throw over the head of Jilks, was sent back to Preston. And the third time asking finds Jilks. Hackney to Formerston. Beautiful crossfield ball. Farnsworth will give chase. Just a couple of strides behind that. Kenny's throw up line. Robinson. Farnsworth using Robinson's body against her. But still, Leicester able to come away with the ball. But Formerson in with the challenge, making an immediate impression. Farnsworth skips through the defence. Needs options though. Farnsworth kills it into the penalty area. Maddock with a comfortable catch. Signal of intent from the Greenback girls. Hurst, side by side with Miller, gets away with that one. Herrera, McIntosh. Leicester driving forward. Bartle sends Robinson on her way. Bounces harmlessly into the penalty area where Chloe Quinn is on hand. Joining us here on Greenbacks Live. 10 minutes gone at the Oval in this FA Women's National League Division 1 Midlands match. It's currently Bedworth United 0, Leicester United 1. A surprise early strike from Megan Kenny, catching Chloe Quinn off guard. Robinson. And with the back heel. Shrugs McCann off the ball. Forceful but fair. Robinson! 2-0! Cropper nods it home. And Bedworth United are 2-0 down inside the opening 12 minutes. Robinson's determination down the right-hand side opened the door for Courtney Cropper to get a bounce on that lofted ball and send it past Quinn. Bedworth United 0, Leicester United 2. Got to get back on the front foot immediately. Kirsty Farnsworth. Downline to Jilks. Wilson taps it on for Jilks. Formerston commits the foul and Formerston unhappy. Goal for Leicester United, scored by number 9, Courtney Cropper. So all is not going to plan for Bedworth United Ladies. The form table would dictate that Bedworth would be the favourites in this match by a country mile. Not only second in the table, but 10 unbeaten in league competition. Leicester are enjoying a mini revival at the moment with a few favourable results, but what on earth has happened to the Greenback girls? This isn't the Bedworth United that we know and love. Robinson. Blocked up by McKine, but there's acres of space on this right-hand side. Racing over to the flank to collect is the Leicester number 15 in Lauren Herrier. Sends Robinson on the run. It's shepherded into touch by Misty McKind. Well, Bedworth need to pick themselves up. This is a very talented team, so don't rule anything out, but it is a mountain to climb now for the Greenback girls. A less than ideal start in the opening 15 minutes. Bedworth find themselves 2-0 down. Let's see what Farnsworth can do about that. Side by side with the Leicester midfielder Natalie Hurst. Hurst with the final touch on the balls. It bounces into touch on this near side on the halfway line. Bedworth United throw. McKind. Chested down by Miller. Challenge from behind by Robinson. But twists and turns away from Miller and twists herself into a conundrum. Loses the ball for a throw. McKind. Nodded on by the back of Miller's head. Farnsworth. She's going for goal in an audacious manner. And she wasn't too far away. So it brushes the side netting on the way out. Maddock, who's not really been challenged so far, but the overhead kick by Kirsty Farnsworth brings it down and opens the door for Bedworth. Farnsworth tries to square, slid into touch by Grace Morgan. Corner kick Bedworth. This is more like it. A slow start for the Greenback girls, but they can kick themselves into gear now with this corner kick. Tiana Jilks, in it goes towards that far post. Dillon, brought to the feet of Wilson. No nonsense defended by McIntosh. If in doubt, get it out. It's another corner, this time from the right-hand side for Bedworth. And it's Sophie Wilson who's going to take responsibilities for this one. Her set piece exploits have spoke for themselves in recent weeks. Can she add another assist to her name? In it goes. Dillon tries to get a head on it. Out as far as Tiana Jilks. The pass to Wilson was under hit. But the Leicester midfielder Herrera didn't have the confidence to take it past Wilson. Instead just decides to toe poke it out for another throw. Still in a dangerous position. Could that come back to bite Leicester? Bounces past Dillon. It was going out for a corner, so Morgan strikes out for another throw, level with the penalty area on the right flank. Preston, flicked on by Zena Dillon, gets it back, lobbed into the area. Can Farnsworth bring it down? No, she can't, thanks to Robinson. McKind sent it off for Farnsworth once more. Barged to the ground by Kenny, picked up by McKind. Kenny back onto the ball, looking to play it through for Cropper on the right wing. Hackney there first, and all the way back to Chloe Quinn. It's not been the best of days for Quinn. 2 shots, 2 goals for Leicester. Quinn strolling out of her penalty area. Thumps it upfield. Now it's got a trap back as she loses it in midfield. McKind smacks it off the body of Robinson. Gets it back and now finds Farnsworth. Farnsworth's beyond Kenny. Making a beeline for the box. Squares it for Miller. Formerson's there. It's past Jade Formerson. The pass just wasn't on. Drilled upfield by Kenny. Hackney in with a challenge. Formerson can work her magic now. Jade Formerson back in the groove. Preston looking to find Dillon in the box, but it's too square. Out for the goal kick. Work to do for side. Robinson in the midfield. Back heel to Kenny. Hoval ball at the right flank. The only player anywhere close to it was Hackney. Plays it back to Quinn. Back to Hackney. Curls it into the midfield agonisingly over the head of Jade Formerston. Kenny can only punt it over to the right hand side and out for a throw in. Not the ball she was looking for, I'm sure. Robinson nowhere in the vicinity of that ball. But Leicester will be absolutely delighted with the start that they're enjoying. It's currently Bedworth United 0, Leicester United 2. Goals from Kenny and Cropper are the difference between the two sides at the moment. Here is Courtney Cropper. Misplaced pass to the feet of Tony Kingscott. Preston sends it out for the Bedworth throw deep into Leicester territory. The block made by Katie Cropper. Quick throw by Preston. Tony Kingscott. Patient play, maybe too patient. Kingscott skips over the challenge. Preston, Kingscott. Pass charged down by Cropper. Kingscott will let it go. Kingscott saying, where are the options? Where's the movement? Formerston in space. Volleys are on just over the head of Dillon, but they've got the throw as Cropper nods it into touch again. She could have left that one. And it would have been a throw to Leicester. But Cropper had to be safe. She had to be sure. Preston's throw. Chest control by Miller. Shields it from the defender. Preston dispossessed. Here's Courtney Cropper. That's a poor pass from Hurst. Kingscott couldn't control. Courtney Cropper at the left-hand side. Kingscott will be best placed to send it back to the keeper in Chloe Quinn. That's exactly what she does. Ball at the feet of the Bedworth #1, Chloe Quinn. Sticks the laces through that. Straight into touch in front of Paddy Richards. Technical area, I should say. So penalty area. Preston's interception. Bounce off the arm of Millie Miller. Referee says no. Contentious perhaps from the referee, but Bedworth look to take advantage. Formerston slips it through for Ella Preston. Can she catch up and get the cross in? No, she can't. Goal kick. If you're just joining us here on Greenbacks Live, we're about halfway through the first half in this FA Women's National League Midlands Division 1 match. It's not the start that we were expecting. Bedworth United 0, Leicester United 2. Leicester currently 9th of 12 teams in the division, while Bedworth are fighting for second place, a position that they currently hold. Wilson sliding Robinson, charges that down. But it's been given us handball against Robinson. Well, now is the time for the Greenback girls to show what they're made of. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Can Bedworth start their crusade now with this free kick from Sophie Wilson? Goes for glory! Finds glory! But the referee has called it back. I believe the goal has just been disallowed. It has indeed. I believe the referee said it was an indirect free kick, so that absolute stunner from Sophie Wilson won't count. What an absolute travesty. Saying that it was an indirect free kick, so the strike from Wilson, which found the net, soaring through the grasp of Maddock, has just been chalked off, and it remains at 2-0. Oh, what a dreadful shame that was for Bedworth United. So it remains at 2-0 for now, but I think Bedworth have just woken up. They're realising that they're in a game here. They're not just going to breeze past Leicester. They've got to fight for these 3 points. And when Bedworth fight, 9 times out of 10, they get the better of their opposition. Has it come too late? The start from Leicester was quick fire. 2 goals in the opening 11 minutes. It's going to take some fight from Bedworth. If any team in this league can do it, it's Bedworth. Preston's throw, nodded on by Miller. Volleyed straight to touch by Jordan Reek. Miller. Into touch that goes, goal kick. Try to flick on with the header. Maddock floats it into the midfield. Cushioned down with a header, Formerston. First there is Kenny, sends it high into the sky. Formerston flicks it on for Farnsworth, sent out by Kenny. But Bedworth in a dangerous position. Throw by Farnsworth to the feet of Formerston. Killed in by Farmerston. Looks for Dillon. Offside flag raised as it's brought down by Maddock anyway. Farmerston hides it on that freak, that goal kick from Cropper, and now racing through is Bartle. Can the number 3 make it free? Slides it across the face of goal. An inch or 2 for the left, and Bedworth would have been in real trouble. Have the Greenback girls underestimated Leicester United at the moment? I'd say they have. Rolled on by McKine, only as far as Robinson. Robinson in with a challenge. She got the final touch on that ball as it's out on the near side for a Bedworth throw-in. Miller. A shove from Robinson from behind. Free kick to Bedworth, 5 yards into their own turf. Hackney wants to get this set piece taken quickly. Leicester pushing everyone back. They've got a 2-goal advantage. They want to try and keep it that way. Kingscott. Dillon. Kingscott once more. Launch it towards the box. Sent high into the sky towards McIntosh from Hurst. Hooked away by Katie Cropper. Kingscott to Hackney. Back to Tony Kingscott. Rolled up the right flank. Jokes forced back into her own turf. Hackney nodded into the ground by Reek. Unable to keep the ball within the confines of the pitch. And that will be a Bedworth throw. A needless throw to give away from Leicester. Less than 20 minutes to go in this first half. Bedworth 0, Leicester 2. Bounces awkwardly off Wilson, and she can't get to the seconds. Bounced off the thigh of the powerful number 4. Shielded by McIntosh. Blocked up by Dillon, out for another throw. And a couple of yards further up line this time. What was Robinson thinking there? Just simply lofts it into touch over the head of Zena Dillon. Preston. Back to Preston from Formerston. Rolls it on for Ella. Dillon. Into the box it goes. Launched out by Kenny. No nonsense from the defender. Preston. Thornton couldn't bring it down. It's out with Wilson. Jilks. Misplaced pass collected. Cropper. Bartle. Shoulder to shoulder with King Scott and comes out with the ball. In goes King Scott with a challenge from the side. Nicely done by King Scott, but Preston can't find a route around Cropper. It's Katie Cropper. Bounces into the box. Low effort towards Chloe Quinn's net. But Haria is not going to be causing any sleepless nights for the shot stopper there. Goal kick acknowledged straight out on this near side. Right by Miller, to the feet of Farnsworth. Back to Miller, down line to Farnsworth. Skips past Robinson and Kenny. Farnsworth. Bounces off the head of the number 5 in Grace Morgan. That's going to be a corner kick. Several stars out for Bedworth today, including Jodie McCuckin, Amanda Worley and Jodie Hunter. Even without the established stars who have missed this match, Bedworth still have enough quality to get something out of this match, but that is not a quality corner from Sophie Wilson. Curls out at the far post. Some serious improvements need to be made at the break. We've got 15 minutes to go in the first half at the Oval. FA Women's National League Division 1 Midlands football on International Women's Day. It's Bedworth United 0, Leicester United 2. Robinson blocked off from behind by McKine, forcing the ball into touch off Robinson. Throw by McKine, flicked on by Miller. Return to Miller by Kenny, one of the goal scorers for Leicester. Miller going to find Jilks down the line, stabbed out by Robinson. McKine finds Farnsworth in a little bit of space. Back to Misty McKine. Jilks. Square to Formerson. That's a beautiful curling crossfield ball to Ella Preston. Just too far though for Preston. She slides in and can only send it out for a goal kick. She was trying to prevent it from going for a throw, which probably would have been a better scenario than a goal kick for Leicester. Well, again, we do apologise for the connection issues that anyone is experiencing at the moment. The Wi-Fi signal isn't perfect. If you are enjoying the coverage, make sure to hit the like button below the video, leave a comment with your feedback, subscribe to Bedworth United Ladies on YouTube for more exclusive content. Lofted ball for Robinson, shrugs off Hackney. Cropper. There's acres of space for Haria, closed down by Jade Formerson. A goal-saving tackle by Formerson, made within the confines of the penalty area, and McKine will sprint away from danger. Farnsworth's left-sided ball, side-footed out by Kenny. McKind. But straight back where it came from by Kenny. Hackney. Across to Tony Kingscott. Plenty of space to utilise. Slips to the right hand side, looking for Zena Dillon, but diverted out by Katie Cropper. Had the ball at her feet there. Who knows what she could have done with it. Corner kick to the Greenbacks. Thumped in by Wilson. Out comes the keeper. Dillon! Heads it just wide of the mark. The goal was unmanned as Maddock came out to deal with the corner. Got nowhere near it. All Dillon had to do was put it on target, and surely Bedworth would have their first goal of the afternoon. Kenny. Powerful strike at the right hand side. Robinson gives chase but can't catch up to it. So just into Bedworth turf on their left-hand side. It will be a throw for the Greenback girls. McKine's throw, nodded on by Miller. Miller gets it back. Turns away from the challenge of Haria. Jilks. McKine. Faint pass on for Farnsworth. Gets enough on it, Farnsworth, but only takes it as far as Robinson. And the free kick's been given against Kenny. Forceful from behind on Kirsty Farnsworth. And Farnsworth is feeling the effects of that. Well, the last thing United will want is to lose a player of Farnsworth's stature. A very youthful looking bench with Holly Webb, Hannah Jenkins, Nicola Fawcett and goalkeeper Eve Goltz. So with the position that Bedworth are in, they really can't afford to lose any first team stars, and Farnsworth still in pain. She hobbles up the left side. It will be a free kick just in from the left flank, taken short by Hackney. King Scott closed down from behind. Loves it towards the edge of the penalty area. Brought down safely by Sophie Wilson. Formerston, heavy first touch, takes it too close to the defender. Cleared as far as Lydia Hackney in the midfield. Pressure from behind, but gets it to King Scott despite the best efforts of Cropper. Jilks. With a bit of help from Dylan. Tiana Jilks, down line to Wilson. Roll up onto the chest of Miller. Shields the ball and a blow right to the gut from Jordan Reek. Well, in fact, it was Grace Morgan, apologies. So Morgan wrapping a leg around Miller and actually hitting the sternum of the Bedworth number 9. It's clearly not intentional. It doesn't make it hurt any less. Well, Sophie Wilson has scored from a free kick today already, but it was chalked off as it was, according to the referee, an indirect free kick. Well, this, I can tell you, is a direct effort. A direct effort. Which, if Wilson finds the net with this one, I dare anyone to take it away from her. Sophie Wilson, can she half the deficit? Oh, you bet she can! Chalk that one off! There's no denying Wilson this time. Fired to the right of the keeper, nestled safely into the back of the net. The Greenback girls are back in business. It's Bedworth United 1, Leicester United 2. Sophie Wilson's finally got her goal. Goal for the Greenback girls, scored by number 4, Sophie Wilson. And now Bedworth immediately back on the attack. Preston to Dylan on the right hand side of the penalty area, challenged in by McIntosh. Lunger from behind on Jilks. McKind in, couldn't bring it back, and a collision between McKind and Natalie Hurst results in the referee blowing his whistle and calling for the free kick. Now the deficit is half with 10 minutes to go until half time. It's Bedworth 1, Leicester 2. The Greenbacks are rolling now. Kenny. Not the best of free kicks, collected by Dylan. On for Jilks, too far for Jilks though, and Reek swipes it out to the left. Well, the fans will have to play ball boy and go and get that ball. Preston. Nodded on by Formerston. Jilks has got there at the second time of asking. Lobs it to the left. Robinson tracks back to help out. Nods it on. It's a race between Haria and McKine. It's a race that Haria has won. Up the right-hand side to Robinson. Challenge well made by Tiana Jilks. Plays it back to Quinn. Closed down though by Cropper. Gets it away to Hackney just in time. Now King Scott has to slide into deny Bartle the chance to swipe home. Bedworth living dangerously at the back. It's what's cost them so far. Several Leicester players within the penalty area as the ball was played up the left-hand side, but they were all offside, couldn't interfere with the ball, and it's safely back with Chloe Quinn. High to the sky from the Bedworth shot stopper, real trailblazer in terms of equality. Chloe Quinn, one of the few transgender athletes in the FA Women's National League, and how proud we are to have her in our team. Jokes on the ground, able still to prevent the ball from leaving her. And Wilson plays it safe and thumps it straight back to her goalkeeper in Chloe Quinn. Not the best of kicks from Quinn, caught out by Cropper. Robinson. Closed down by Hackney. Robinson goes to the ground, blocks the ball, but still can't prevent McKine getting onto it. But it's charged down by Kenny. Crossing opportunity. Kenny maybe going for a goal herself there. Let's just say it wasn't as successful as her first effort. So we've got about 5 minutes to go until half-time in the FA Women's National League Midlands Division 1. We'll be going off air for around 15 minutes at half-time, so we'll be muting the microphone and going off air for around 15 minutes. But don't worry, the live stream will stay active, so you won't need to find another live stream. Quinn. Lydia Hackney. Jilks tracks back. Hackney. Lofted ball up the right side. Can Dillon keep it in? Yes, she can. Keeps in with the head. Now she's side by side with Jordan Reek, who tries to shield it into touch, and she's done so beautifully. Great defending from Reek. Launched away by the keeper, Maddock. Preston brings it to feet. Sends it back where it came from. Brought under control by Dillon. Deflected pass towards Miller. Hooked towards the right where McKine cushions it over to the left-hand side for Kirsty Farnsworth. McKine's with her. Farnsworth taking on the gauntlet herself. Not sure what Farnsworth was looking for there. She sends it into the penalty area, but no one home. Maddock, straight into the head of Wilson from the goal kick. Can Wilson get to it in the penalty area? Lofted up by Reek. Morgan heads it onto the edge of the box. Still firmly in the danger zone though for Leicester. Can they get it away? Clearance charged down by McKind. Formerston behind to Jilks. Tracks back towards the centre circle. Tiana Jilks. All the way back to Chloe Quinn. They've lost some distance, but they have retained possession. Plays it along the deck, couldn't find Kingscott though, gives it away cheaply to McIntosh. Haria bounces to the edge of the penalty area, but Quinn there to prevent Robinson from collecting first. McKind. Caught by the challenge of Haria and shrugged aside by the powerful Kenny. Haria onside, she collects. Challenge given aside by Hackney. Kingscott drafted in to help. Quinn still off her line. The played into the side netting. Bedworth living dangerously in this first half. We're into the final couple of minutes before the break. Quinn down the centre of the park, flicked on with the head of Jilks. Bounces awkwardly through the defence. Miller taken out on the slide by Morgan, who got enough on that ball to send it to the left-hand side where Katie Cropper picks up the loose ball. Digs it into the centre. There's Kenny. Volleys it up. Brought down by Courtney Cropper. Scored the second goal, but nodded to the ground by Jade Formerston for Bedworth. Challenge from behind by Cropper. Formerston retains the ball. Going to be time for one more opportunity for the Greenback girls before the break. Lofted up the right, flicks up the head of Dillon and straight back to Maddock, who in all fairness hasn't had an awful lot to do But that what she's been asked to do hasn't been entirely convincing. It must be said, it's always going to be difficult for a goalkeeper, especially on her debut, against a team like Bedworth, who will try and strike from range. Throwing just shy of the Leicester technical area. Preston. Nodded straight back into touch by Natalie Hurst. Preston again. Throws to the midsection of Miller, but quickly loses out. Bartle. Through ball by Cropper, blocked off. Herrera tries to keep her alive and gives it away to Wilson. Over a kick by Robinson. McIntosh picks up the seconds. Is that offside against Bartle? Referee says no. Bartle. Left hand side of the penalty area, looks to get the ball in. Robinson's there. In from behind is Lauren Herrera. Gets a shot away. Herrera! Lobs it over Quinn. Leicester United restore their 2-goal advantage just before half-time. The Greenbacks girls caught short of the back again. Questions will be asked in the dressing room at the break. The game is far from over, but a mountain to climb now for the Greenback girls. Bedworth 1, Leicester 3. Goal for Leicester United, scored by number 15, Lauren Herrera. Well, we're into added minutes now at the end of the first half. And Bedworth United will have to mount up a mammoth effort in the second half if they are to bring this game back into their favour. Herrera on the edge of the penalty area. Good challenge in by Kingscott. Denies the Foxes another chance to strike. Referee checks the watch. Quinn with ball in hand. Quinn floated straight onto the foot of Katie Cropper. Nodded on by Formerston. Farnsworth. Cuts in from the left. Still Farnsworth. Quick feet. Provides some space. Formerston. Surrounded by amber shirts. Behind her, Tiana Jilks. Aimless strike from Jilks. And that brings to an end a disappointing first half of Bedworth United. Half-time score, Bedworth 1, Leicester 3. We're going off air now for 15 minutes on Greenbacks Live. Check back shortly. We'll be back for the second half. We are back for the second half here on Greenbacks Live with Liam Cook. Half-time score, Bedworth United 1, Leicester United 3. The Greenback girls ready to kickstart their comeback in the second half. No half-time changes to report, so it's as you were as the action is back underway. Here's Misty McKind at left back. Hackney. Across to Tony Kingscott. Preston. Hackney all the way back to Chloe Quinn. Distributes it quickly, but maybe too quickly as Robinson's onto it. Was that a high boot against McKind? Referee says no, and that's offside against Cropper. Lucky break in the first couple of seconds of the first half. Hackney over the head of Wilson, but brought down by Miller. Wilson cannons off the defender to Jade Formerston. Oh, looking to swipe it up the right, but skews into touch. Still all to play for in the final 45 minutes at the Oval. Cropper with the throw-up line. To Courtney Cropper. Whoa! Sorry about that, just having to play ball boy for a second. Here come the Greenback girls. That's a fantastic ball by Formerston. Falls kindly for Dillon. Turns away from the defender. Lucky to play in jokes, but thumped clear by Kenny. Quinn. Off the head of Hurst. Farnsworth takes it too close to Robinson. Chantal Robinson darting through the defence. One-on-one with Quinn. This for 4! Leicester United are running away with it. Chantal Robinson dinks it over Quinn into the net. It's the Foxes on the hunt. The second half starting as badly as the first. Bedworth United 1, Leicester United 4. Formerston going for goal, unlucky. Sends it wide. Goal for Leicester United, scoreline number 18, Chantal Robinson. So it had to be a mighty comeback from Bedworth now. 3 goals behind. And to my knowledge, they've not come back from a deficit like that this season, but they may have an opportunity now on the edge of the penalty area with Millie Miller taking a blow to the ankle. Miller is going to need some medical attention. So the score here at the Oval, 5 minutes into the second half. Bedworth United 1, Leicester United 4. Bedworth currently second in the league. Flying high at the moment. But not on the pitch, it must be said. Still plenty of time, about 40 minutes to go. Bedworth's only goal of the match has come from Sophie Wilson from a free kick. She has had the ball in the back of the net twice from free kicks, but one was disallowed as it was an indirect free kick and the goal was disallowed. Maddox had a tough time with it in goal. Logic would dictate that if Wilson gets this on target, she'll score. She doesn't get it on target, sends it over the woodwork. Maddock. Poor first touch, takes it to Farnsworth. Darts into the box, Farnsworth! Safe hands at the near post. Maddock brings it under control. Maddock volleys it to the left. Bounces over Preston. Off the shoulder of Bartle. Cropper. Keeps it going for Bartle. Lobs it on. Over Herrera. Brought down by Kingscott. On the edge of the penalty area. Up it goes to Zena Dillon. Sending Miller on her way, but Miller wasn't ready for the run. Maddock floated it onto the halfway line. Cropper, or ducking her head down was Jade Formerston. Got enough on the ball, but only sends it as far as Katie Cropper at left back. Leicester have got a 3-goal lead. It's now over to Bedworth to force Leicester's hand. They don't need to go for another goal if they don't want to. Hurst goes down to the challenge of Jilks. Referee says no. Robinson takes out Wilson. Lofted into the box by Kenny. Out comes Quinn. Palms it away from the head of Bartle. And brings the ball safely down. Quinn. Up and over to the right. They're collected by Katie Cropper. Now Bartle. Herrera. Looking to slot it through for McIntosh. Turned away by the defender. Dillon coming so close to keeping that in. It looks like Patty Richards is thinking about making a sub. Challenge in from Kingscott. Final touch of Cropper, the striker. Kingscott volleys it up, nodded up by Dillon. Header from the defence straight back to Dillon. Challenging by Hurst. Hackney. It's a lacklustre performance, it must be said, from Bedworth. Miller. Deflected over towards Farnsworth with a crucial side in from Kenny. Prevents the run. All the way back to Quinn from Hackney. Quinn. Barge from behind on Tiana Jilks. Hurst is penalised. That will be a free kick in the centre circle for Bedworth United, which Hackney will take responsibilities for. To the edge of the box, swinging and a miss by Cropper, and safely into the vicinity of Maddock. Maddock's kick bounces towards the right side and into the Bedworth dugout. The latest score from the Premier League tell you about Chelsea are winning 4-0 against Everton. Quite the scoreline there. That's in the men's league. Goals from Mount, Pedro, Willian and Giroud. Free given as Farnsworth was caught mid-air. On the left-hand side, just into the Leicester half of the field. Wilson finds it towards the edge of the box, nodded away by Kenny. Cropper. Can she meet the run of Bartle? Not if Ella Preston's got anything to say about it. McKine into a crowded midfield. On the left-hand side goes Katie Cropper. Robinson to make it safe. Quinn does enough. And the offside flag raised against Courtney Cropper. One of the goal scorers this afternoon. She won't have another one to her credit just yet. The hands of Quinn keeping Leicester at bay this time. Cropper through legs of her sister Courtney Cropper. Jilks barges through the challenges. Zena Dillon at the right hand side. She's got Katie Cropper for company. Finds Formerston behind. Pulled from behind by McIntosh, but still gets to the way to Preston. What was Preston thinking there? Just plays it up the right hand side with no one making a run. The best of clearances collected by Farnsworth. Kirsty Farnsworth, Jilks, takes it past McIntosh. Wilson with a hit and hope. It just isn't Bedworth's day. Kicked chested down by Farnsworth, with a challenge over the side by Robinson. He's either been caught in the altercation. Throw quickly taken. Jokes ducks away from the challenge, takes it too close to McIntosh. Cleared as far as Wilson. Shields the ball, but has to play it all the way back to Quinn. We've got just over half an hour to go. If Bedworth are going to get anything out of this match, they have to start the fight back now. Quinn launches it away. Nodded onto the left-hand side, though, by Hurst. Bartle can't keep it in. From on to Dillon. Cleared towards the left-hand corner. It will be a Bedworth throw, but if Leicester can try and case in Bedworth, it will be a dangerous position. Formerston, shoved from behind by Hurst, but Formerston keeps on going, runs into Cropper and loses out to Katie Cropper. Now here's Courtney Cropper, lofts it up for Bartle, who can bring it down. It's brought down by Cropper herself. Formerston shrugs off the challenge. Great strength by Formerston. Preston, back to Formerston. Dillon. McIntosh intercepts. Katie Cropper, and now Bartle. Robinson's got space at the far post. It's behind Hackney, which is able to trap back and collect. Formerston. Clearance intercepted by Katie Cropper. Robinson. Hurst is offside, but McIntosh isn't. Closes in on Quinn. Quinn dives down and is able to divert the ball to Tony Kingscott. Bedworth in disarray this afternoon. This isn't the Greenback girls that we know and love. Jokes all the way back to Quinn. Questions are going to have to be asked if Bedworth go on to lose this match. We know that Leicester are in the midst of a revival, but still the Greenbacks should be able to give Leicester at least a competitive game, which we haven't seen today. They just haven't been able to get going, Bedworth. From behind by Formerston. She got the ball as well as the player. The referee said it's fair game despite the appeals of Haria. Hackney drills it left. Farnsworth. Breaking up the left flank. She's got Miller and Dillon in the area. Jokes in support too. Farnsworth. In it goes to Miller. Turned away as far as Jade Formerston. She can hit them from here. Will she try? No, she won't. She'll let it off to Miller instead. Calls from Preston over on the other side. Preston receives, crossing towards Zena. Dillon nods it down. Who got the final touch on that? It's a corner. The defender deflecting it wide. Less than half an hour to play at the Oval in the FA Women's National League Division 1 Midlands. A surprise scoreline. Bedworth United 1, Leicester United 4. Towards the far post over Hackney by a country mile. Hackney will track back to try and keep it in, but it just wasn't a good corner. Out it goes for the throw. It sort of sums up the way that Bedworth have been playing this afternoon. It just hasn't been on song. There's the throw out line from Kenny. Jokes with the brief interception before losing to McIntosh on the right flank. Swiped over to the left-hand side. There's Katie Cropper. Through ball for Bartle. Bartle was offside. But Quinn clears. The referee allows play on as Bedworth have the advantage. Kingscott. To the right flank it goes. Shepherded into touch by Reek. Bedworth just haven't got going today. It has been a... Well, as far as Bedworth standards go, it's been null and void. Robinson brings the throw to earth. Formerston volleys it up the right. Dillon will give chase and manages to bring it away from Reek. Miller tried to square it to Miller. Dillon lofts it to the left. Farnsworth heads it away from the hands of Mattock. It will be a corner. Mattock getting a hand to it. Now Bedworth are spurring into life, but is it too little too late? It's going to be Wilson's corner. In from the left. Towards Hackney. Over Hackney. Formerston picks it up at the far post. Shields it from Reek. Tries to slide it in. Blocked off by Reek. And cleared for the throw. Right in the corner. The ball bouncing into the car park. We're going to need another match ball here. Coming up to the 65th minute. Only one goal in this first half. In the second half, I should say. Apologies. Coming from Chantel Robinson. Farnsworth. Challenging for the side, taking it out for another throw, another 10 yards down line, which Ella Preston will take. Couldn't find Formerston. Farnsworth nods it over to the centre of the park. Jokes. Preston deflected but still finds Formerston on the right. Jade Formerston. Looking for a route into the box. Kills it into the penalty area for Sophie Wilson, but thumped away. And bounces even out of the stadium, so we're definitely not getting that ball back. Chested down by Wilson. Formerston. Charges down the pass. Hackney loses out. And now Leicester will play it away, and this is where they're so dangerous. Luckily Quinn out of her goal. And clears it as far as Kenny, with Robinson bearing down. Kenny. Robinson wasn't making the run as she slipped it through and into the hands of Quinn. Looks like we've got some changes coming our way from Bedworth United. Attempted past the Cropper on this left-hand side out for the throw. I think it's Jenkins at the sea. Preston. Over the head of Dillon. Nodded back where it came from by Katie Cropper. Preston closed down by Courtney Cropper. Quinn, the goalkeeper. Lofted to the right. Dillon brings it down. Can she get better from the front foot? Trying to square it to Jokes. But cut out by Hurst. There seems to be a missing link in that midfield. Preston. Again, a wayward ball. The right-hand side blocked up by Bartle. Luckily, the offside flag helps Bedworth out. They're trying to play it out for the back, but it seems as if that's where Bedworth are failing. Free kick. Lofted up by Hackney. And nodded out for the throw on this near side by Hurst, the number 17. Preston up line. Misses Formerston. Formerston curls it towards the edge of the area though. Farnsworth brings it down. Kenny with a crucial challenge. Clears to the right. That's a throw in for the Greenbacks. Quickly taken to Millie Miller. It's such a goes for the challenge from Chantel Robinson. Kind. Better looking to progress up the left-hand side with the defensive prowess of Leicester is just too strong. Leicester thinking they should have a throw, but in fact it's going to be a Bedworth ball, and the only change in the match for Leicester United will take place now. Substitution for Leicester United, replacing number 9 Courtney Cropper, is number 10 Lily Cocking. So Lily Cocking replacing one of the goal scorers in Courtney Cropper. Dillon into the box. Prevents the first clearance, can't prevent the second. It's as far as Formerston. Takes a chance. It's not up to her usual high standards. But here comes a change now for Bedworth United. And it's Millie Miller coming off. Substitution for Bedworth United, replacing number 9, Millie Miller. Replacement number 14, Nicola Foskett. So Foskett, an attacking option, replacing Millie Miller in what looks to be a straight swap up front. Formerston with a challenge on her ear. Jade Formerson. Debut goal for Formo. You better believe she's back. With any other player, a strike from that range following the back of the net may seem like an anomaly. Not for Formo. Bread and butter stuff for the former Coventry United midfielder. Welcome to Bedworth, Jade Formerson. Goal for the Greenbacks girls, a debut goal for number 3, Jade Formerson. So the score now at 4-2 to Leicester United, but the Greenbacks girls are on the comeback trail. Swing and a miss by McKind. But the loose ball collected by Tiana Jilks. Quinn. Curls it to the left with the clearance. McKind's header. Into the midfield it goes after the interception. McIntosh can't bring that under control. Wilson lobs it right for Zena Dillonson, caught out. Bartle. And now McIntosh is through. Can Leicester quell the comeback? Just a minute after the goal. Yes, they can. It's 5-2. Leicester will not give Bedworth a sniff of a chance. Chantel Robinson with her second goal of the second half, rolling it calmly across Quinn, rolling into the bottom corner. Leicester are not letting these 3 points go. It's Bedworth 2, Leicester 5. Goal for Leicester United scoreboard number 18, Chantal Robinson. Well, we are into the final 20 minutes. Leicester in no mood to give Bedworth even the slightest chance in this match. It has been an absolutely pristine performance from Leicester, clinical in nature, as the offside flag is raised against Bartle. Hackney lobs it towards the edge of the box, cushioned down by Dillon. Farnsworth takes aim. It was dipping, but not dipping enough. Clearance by Maddock. And Formerson lunges in on Bartle, ensuring that there wouldn't be any further progress up the left wing. There's the throw from the only remaining Cropper on the field, that's Katie Cropper. Kings got caught in the face by the substitute Cocking. The referee has given the free kick in favour of the Greenbacks girls. Wayward hand there. In fact, it's going to be a drop ball, and the referee has requested the ball be played back to Bedworth. Well, that ball was in Leicester hands. Dillon can't make contact. Jilks has got onto the seconds thanks to the technical clearance by Rake. Formerston spots the run of Preston. Ball slightly off kilter and lobbed out by Cropper. Preston up line to Dillon. It's over Dillon. Now Foskett. Kicked in by Preston. Dillon looks like Farnsworth on the edge of the area. Swung high into the sky by Kenny. Swing and a miss from Bartle. Hurst lobs it over the back line. Kingscott tracks back. Here's Chloe Quinn on the ball for Bedworth. Returns to Kingscott. Cocking stretched for it but couldn't make contact. Kingscott Wayward pass, but a poor ball from Hurst. Lopped it up from the back. Morgan all the way back to Maddock. Swipes it away. Got it back into the danger zone though by Gilks. Farnsworth. Keeper's got something on it and able to stop it from crossing the line. Maddox sticking the right hand into the air. Was able to stop the ball and bring it down safely before any more damage can be done on the score sheet. Cropper's high ball up the left flank. Kingscott tried to nod it out for the throw. It couldn't get the power behind the ball. Cocking into the area. Hackney tries to shield it out and does so beautifully. 15 minutes ago at the Oval. And Bedworth's long unbeaten league run seemingly about to come to an end. The score is 5-2 to Leicester. Formison dragged down from behind by opposite number 3 in Bartle. Hackney's free kick. Cushion header by Cropper to Bartle. Cocking rolls it on and smacks Formson in the face there. Just Tony Kingscott. Well, Formson having to gather her bearings, so at the moment Bedworth down to 10 players. It looks like Jade Formson struggling with some sort of muscle injury now. Well, she has got to go to an end today, and Formson is sure to be a star of the future for Bedworth. Robinson, congested side of the field. Crowded out. But Bedworth again can't clear their lines. It's been their undoing today. Dinked into the air for Bartle. Preston sends it out for the corner. Well, there's going to be a change now for Bedworth United. It's Jade Formison heading off. Substitution for Bedworth United. Please show your appreciation for number 3, Jade Formston. Her replacement, number 23, Holly Webb. So young Holly Webb on for the final 12 minutes of normal time as Formson exits the field. Leicester at the moment seem to have the game in hand. But they won't get any further gratification from that corner as it's nodded away by Kingscott. Here's Tiana Gilks. Surging up the right-hand side, still going Gilks. Trying to do a little too much on her own as it drifts over the white line. Well, the throw-in wasted for Leicester. That's Cropper. Threw it straight to Haria, who tried to return the ball, but let's just say it didn't quite find its mark. Farnsworth. Now Holly Webb. Can she make a name for herself? Shoulder to shoulder with Bartle. Bartle sticks a foot in and gets the ball away. Webb tries to keep it in, but can only stumble it into touch. Kenny. Straight back, it came from by Hackney. Now it's with Farnsworth. Preston corner for it on the right. Ella Preston. Can she give Bedworth hope again? Curls wide towards the corner. the best of clearances by Maddock. Could give an opportunity to Farnsworth. Maddock atones for the error with a comfortable catch. Does that roll off the arm off Robinson? Referee says no. Challenge in on Wilson. And the final touch has come off McIntosh. It's a perfectly executed challenge by Wilson. We'll be naming our Bedworth United player of the match. It looked like offside against Cocking. Referee says no. Well, that is offside against Chantel Robinson. Just as they entered the penalty area. Quinn onto the edge of the centre circle. Wilson challenge from behind. Interception by Cocking. Robinson, can she utilise the space? Can't find a route past King Scott. Preston tries to pirouette around Cropper. Who's got the final touch? It's Preston who's got the final touch, and that's it. Drifts out for the throw. Bounces over Cocking. Hackney back to Quinn. Chloe Quinn with the low pass to Hackney on the edge of a penalty area. Farnsworth tracks back, and there's space for Webb on the left-hand side. If Farnsworth decides to utilise her, takes it into a congested midfield, is body checked by the number 17 in Hurst, and the referee wants a word with the Leicester player. And it looks like the first yellow card of the day for Natalie Hurst. It is indeed. And a sin, in fact, it's a yellow card for Kenny. Number 12, Megan Kenny, has been sent to the sin bin. Lawson into the box. Easily cleared though. It's just a sign of the disappointment from Bedworth today. Leicester down to 10 players for the next 5 minutes, I believe. After a yellow card for Kenny for dissent. Farnsworth. Can Bedworth take advantage of their numerical advantage? No, they can't. That's just crowding out the Greenback girls. King Scott. Holly Webb. Low drive into the box, only as far as Bartle, who decisively deals with that. Up the right hand side it goes. McKine bundles it into touch. And now Bedworth have to contend with a throw just on the fringes of their own half. Well, we've got 7 minutes to go, and Bedworth have got to find themselves 3 goals. Well, it looks like Hackney, in fact, is going to be out for the rest of the game. I believe it's now going to be a 10-minute sin bin. So that would mean that Kenny would be out of the match for the remainder of normal time at least, and the first 3 minutes of added time. King Scott looking for a route up the left-hand side, back into Greenbacks territory with Misty McKind. Hackney wants support close. Over to Preston on the right. Dillon just in front of Foskett and turned out by Morgan. Dillon curled into the penalty area by Tiana Jilks. No one home. Into the centre circle, collecting the loose ball is Tony King Scott. Lydia Hackney now. Preston. Dillon wants it on the edge of the area, wants to run through. Still going Preston. Barge up the ball by McIntosh. Free kick given. Now set pieces is where the ladies and the men's team for Bedworth thrive. Wilson with a setup. First time effort by Dylan. A tame drive towards the net. Easiest save of the day for Maddock. Into the final 5 minutes here at the Oval. Bedworth United 2, Leicester United 5. A match that the Foxes will be proud of. A match that Bedworth will quickly want to forget. Fartov cuts back on the edge of the area. Jilks. Wilson. Back to Jilks. Kills it to the right side of the penalty area. Here's Ella Preston. Lobs it over. Cropper. But with a bit of help, Leicester have got it back to the edge of the penalty area. Wilson. Hackney tries to put it in. Up rather than out by Morgan. Can Dylan bring it down? No, she can't. It's headed behind her by Morgan. Somehow kept in by Hurst. And sent out for the throw instead on the right flank. Preston. Connects with the defender's header. Goal kick as the Bedworth United substitute in number 14, Nicola Foskett, tried to nod it back into the danger zone, could only find touch. Cropper. Back to Maddock. Can only send it straight into. That's not the best of kicks from Maddock. Well, Maddock may be on the winning team. Leicester may want to try and get the number 1 back. She's done her bit when required, Maddock, but hasn't looked entirely comfortable. Dylan couldn't get to the loose ball on the touchline. It's out for the throw. Bedworth still have 1 change that they can make if they want to. And if it's an outfield change, it would have to be Hannah Jenkins, so a member of the development squad. Forced all the way back to Quinn after the failed attack up the left from Leicester. King Scott, floating ball towards the edge of the box. Touched on to Dylan. Dylan looking for a penalty. She's only going to get a corner as it's touched out by Morgan in the challenge. Headed by Dylan, way wide. 2 minutes of normal time. Still to play. Leicester have got this in the bag now. And Bedworth will just want to get this match over and done with. Get back in the dressing room, forget it ever happened. Let's kick on to have Holly Webb. Feskett. Well, there's hidden hopes and there's hit for the sake of it. Holly Webb striking the ball straight into the car park. Leicester in no rush. Just 1 minute of normal time to go. There shouldn't be too many stoppages to be played. The only stoppages we've really had have been for the goals. The highlights of today's match can be found on YouTube later tonight. It won't exactly be pleasant viewing for the Greenbacks fans. Of course, in a season where Bedworth have been so clinical, so decisive, so successful, there was bound to be a glitch or two. Preston. Feskett couldn't make contact with the ball and it's hooked away by Morgan. Robinson, can she break through for the hat-trick? McKind in from behind, sends it back to Quinn. Normal time now is officially over. Tiana Jilks. Jockeying for position and loses control of the ball. And it goes for the throw. Referee with his whistle in his mouth. Check of the watch from the ref. Leicester will have to wait a few more seconds to celebrate what will be a highly impressive win. McKind. Hackney nodded on. Zealand tracks back. Can't bring the ball under control. Thumps it down the centre of the park. We've had a minute of added time. Quinn returns it to the centre circle, nodded down by McIntosh. Here's Hackney. Will there be a chance for another consolation goal for Bedworth? Not this time. This is collected by Morgan. Cocking on the run. King's got over to intercept. Quinn. Now Kingscott. Lofted ball for Foskett, nodded back where it came from by Morgan. Jilt shepherded into touch by McIntosh. Throw on towards Preston. Lancing header back towards the goal by Cropper. Hurst. Cropper. McIntosh. Back to Hurst. And now Cocking is offside. Disappointing for Cocking. She was through on goal, but just didn't quite time her run properly. Preston. Nodded into the box by Foskett. Swiftly turned away by Reek. And the referee ends what has been a highly disappointing afternoon for Bedworth United Ladies. In what has been a season of success, there was bound to be a few glitches, and one of them has come in alarming style. The clinical nature of Leicester United, enough to see them through. Their renaissance continues. But a bump in the road for the Greenbacks girls has opened the race for second place wide open again. A surprising final score at the Oval in the FA Women's National League Division 1 Midlands. Bedworth United 2, Leicester United 5. And that will do us here on Greenbacks Live. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.